Today is Saturday, February 8th, 2025. About to do my first ever indulgence in a Goodwill Outlets or bin store. So we'll see how this goes in Salt Lake City. So you can see there's a lot of people here, tons of bins with different stuff like the one I'm at right now. A lot of these just have clothing items in it. You really have to rummage through them. Like I was rummaging for a bit and I found this Seattle Seahawks throw. And the way this stuff works is that it's $1.99 per pound up until the first 25 pounds. Then it gets like $1.79 a pound, and I think there's one more tier. But, you know, a lot of this stuff may look like junk, but if you find some gems like this, you might be able to, resell them. For example, the Seahawks one, I saw a listing on eBay that sold for about $25, and clothing especially doesn't even weigh that much, so you can pick up some items like that. I also saw a Utah Jazz jersey, which looks to be selling for like $25 online as well. So yeah, you can really get some gems, whether you want to use the stuff yourself or make a little extra change if you can sell them on eBay. You have to remember this is later in the day too, so like a lot of these bins have been picked over multiple times, like over and over again. So right in the morning they probably have the best stuff, but then several times throughout the day they like restock, so to speak. So they actually did it once when I was over there. They like had them out there and then they said go, and then the people took the covers off and started rummaging through more. I already have my bag of little stuff in here. I'll decide which ones I want to keep or let go. You also may be wondering to yourself, like, where's all this stuff come from? Well, so all the normal Goodwill stores, when they don't sell there, I believe they supposedly get shipped here. And then if they don't get rummaged through and picked up here, I believe they go to waste, like the garbage, but not entirely sure about that. It's all kinds of stuff. Look at a big M&M throw there. So even if you want to get clothing for yourself, you can get it here for a lot cheaper than you would. And there's not a ton of there are a lot of shopping carts, but most of them get used up right away. You can see those carts that are over there are people who have put them off to the side. It's like they've reserved them. It's their cart. It's their stash. And you've got bins with some various merchandise. They do have a couple of bins here with like books, and a lot of the bins earlier had like a ton of DVDs in them. So they actually rang up the linen differently. Linen by the pound, I had 0.8 pounds at 89 cents, and then textiles, which was everything else, 3.2 pounds at $1.99 a pound, so total $7.08. But I'll try to do another thing at home that shows each of these items and what I potentially think I could get for them on resale. Alright, so just a little bit of clarification. I went on the Goodwill Salt Lake City website after the fact, and you can see a few things where it says clothing and hard goods like housewares, $1.99 a pound if they're under 25 pounds. Books, hardback and paperback, are 99 cents a pound. And then linens, that's what I ran into yesterday with that Seattle Seahawks like throw rug type thing. That one is 89 cents a pound under 25 pounds. It does say on the website that items typically priced individually instead of by pound are things like furniture, bed frames, large electrical items, bikes. So like probably stuff that actually wouldn't fit in a bin. I don't know if they have that stuff or how frequently they have it. I didn't see any when I was there, but maybe when they first open in the morning, it's like that. And then also, if you're curious, it says where do the items go from here, meaning after they're done. Textiles are bundled and find new life as other things, and electronics are sent to an e-cycle program for recycling. So yes, this is the final stop for like consumers to basically purchase the goods as is. So also when I was at the Goodwill bins looking for stuff, one of the things that caught my eye is I didn't know what it was exactly, the product, but I saw this, Koopa with the cloud and the camera overhead, and I was like, that looks like a Rainbow Road Mario Kart track. The piece I saw in Goodwill thing stopped when it got to like here, so it was like the beginning portion. So I picked it up briefly, and then I put it down and was actually looking it up on eBay. And then like 10 seconds later, someone just grabbed it and took it over to their cart. So I was like, oh, I lost out on that. But a few minutes later, in a different bin, I saw this piece, which is a component of the entire track. You can see it like is one of these pieces that are down here. And then if I look on eBay in the sold listing sections, you can see several pretty recently are selling for like $15 there with shipping tacked on. This one was like $15 total. You have another one selling for $11, $14. So those small pieces seem to go for like potentially around $15. Now the beginning portion, which I think is part of this thing that I ended up setting down and someone else took out, you can see that sold back in November for $24. So this was the item that they considered the linen Seattle Seahawks, established 1976, little throw rug. There weren't a ton of these listed online, but I did find two of that exact version. This top one here that says it was brand new. That one sold on eBay for $23. If you scroll a little bit down, back in December 2024, someone sold a pre-owned one for $7 and shipped it for $8. This is very lightweight, so when you fold this up, I think I could sell it for the same price pretty much. Next up, we have this Mike Conley Utah Jazz jersey, which is in really good condition and size 44 NBA. It's got the Nike logo on it, dry fit, has Conley's name on the back. Online, you can see there was a new version that sold for $50, extra large size. Scroll down a little bit further. Back in December, someone bought size 40 for $30, and that one was pre-owned. So this one's in great condition. I'm not sure what price range it'll go for, but we can experiment with the price range. This here is a Hot Wheels playmat from 2016. I think it was actually called Mega Mat. It was so lightweight that I figured I might as well add it to the pile. It's not going to add to the price, and I can take a chance and research it more later. I only see one listing that sold for $5 back in December, so I could list it for either the same thing. The brand new ones, which I think included a cart and the mat, were more like between $12 and $16 selling on eBay. I was also trying to look for stuff that had like popular cartoon branding. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pillowcase. When I look at listings on eBay, there's none that have really sold of this exact kind. There's a lot of other Turtles ones that have sold for good prices. There's a few active listings that have slightly different colors on the end here, and those ones are listed for 15 or 20. I'll probably just list it for like $5 or $6 and see if anyone takes the bait. And if anyone is wondering like, hey, if these items, I'm not going to like keep these things forever. If they don't sell within a certain amount of time, I'll just probably take them right back and they'll go back to the donation bin at one of those places. And then I got these three hats. A lot of times sports hats, especially if they're fairly vintage, can go for like $25 or more. This Hornets one on the outside looks like it's in really good shape. When I looked at completed listings, there weren't necessarily any that was this exact one. A lot of very similar ones that sold. But I'm thinking I can like lower the price and probably sell it for like 15 and someone would go after it. I just have to work on cleaning, especially like the inside of this one has some light yellowing. I don't know if the camera picks that up, so I'll do some cleaning on that to get in better shape. This Baltimore one is in for the baseball, Baltimore Orioles. It's in good shape. The only thing is it has a little bit of yellowing just on the bottom front here. Again, just going to put it through the wash and see what type of shape it goes, but it's a Major League Baseball new era cap, 59.50. And then this Minions one, I couldn't find any of this exact looking one online. Again, I'm going to clean this one up and see how it looks. But there were similar hats to this. They had a different Minions eye shape and maybe a different mouth online that were selling for about $12 to $15. So we'll see how each of these ones do. Oh, I am the furthest thing from a Baltimore Ravens fan, but like I said, this is very lightweight. Like, this is so lightweight, I don't even think it would register on the weight scale, so it's practically free. And if I see anything that has like sports stuff on it, looks like it's in good condition, I'm like, hey, I might as well grab it and see what it is later. It looks like what this is a little Ravens jersey thing, and you can actually collapse this shopping bag into here so that, you know, it comes out real tiny like this. I checked on eBay, and I think the company that made these may not be like really making them anymore, and there's not really any lucrative market for them, but you never know. I could still, you know, list it and see if it goes to any Ravens fan out there. And that's what it looks like when you have the shopping bag inside of it. And this could actually be like a little decoration. You know, someone could hang this up somewhere. And it's like, you don't even have to use it as a shopping bag. It could just be like a little plush, not plush, but whatever you want to call it, Ravens jersey decoration. This was the final item that I got. It's a Transformers figure from Hasbro. I couldn't tell when I got it if, you know, if this was like meant to be off, or, you know, you can tell there's scuff marks on it, but it was like, and it probably was the item that weighed the most out of everything. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it contributed to half of the bill. But I was figuring, you know what, either I'll keep it as my own souvenir or check out on eBay later. You know, there may be, there's a lot of people who are popular with Transformers, and even though it weighs a little bit, it wouldn't cost that much to ship. So I think when I looked online, there were versions that were very close to this, and it was kind of weird. I have to still figure it out. They didn't quite have the same feet, so I don't know if these are removable. And a few of the listings I saw also didn't have something screwed in here, but one of the listings did have like a hand screwed in here. So, you know, I'd have to check exactly the condition of this thing.